In this demonstration, we present Arena, a tool that aids user-friendly interaction and visualization of alternative query plans for a given SQL query in PostgreSQL. The widespread usage of Relational Database Management System or RDBMS has resulted in continuous demand for database systems courses. A key learning goal of learners taking a database course is to understand how SQL queries are processed in a RDBMS in practice. Most courses complement textbook learning with hands-on interaction with an off-the-shelf commercial RDBMS such as PostgreSQL. These RDBMS are not designed for pedagogical support. Hence, unlike database textbooks, they typically do not expose to end users information about alternative query plans considered during selection of the query execution plan, or QEP, in a user-friendly manner to aid learning. The QEP represents an execution strategy selected by a relational query engine for a given SQL query. As we shall see in the demonstration, information about the alternative query plans is invaluable to learners as it enables them to comprehend why a QEP is chosen by the underlying RDBMS among other possible alternatives. In this demonstration, we use the TPCH dataset and benchmark queries which have been chosen to have broad industry-wide relevance. TPCH is a decision support benchmark consisting of a suite of business-oriented ad hoc queries and concurrent data modifications. First, we first up the connection to the TPCH dataset which has been preloaded to PostgreSQL by clicking on Setting in the menu bar and then selecting Connection in the menu item. Once the connection is set up, you can input the TPCH query into the query panel. We now copy and paste the SQL for query 4 of the TPCH benchmark. Next, we configure Arena to generate the alternative query plans by using the middle panel highlighted in red. In order to generate alternative plans, Arena exploits the planner method configuration feature of PostgreSQL to force the query optimizer to choose a query plan based on the parameters, example enable hashjoin, selected by the user. Arena provides two modes of generation, namely, single alternative plan and multiple alternative plans. We now demonstrate the single mode. In this mode, Arena sends a query request to PostgreSQL in which the unchecked parameters are set to false to generate an alternative query plan containing the operators corresponding to the checked parameters that are relevant to query processing. When the query plan button is clicked, Arena sends two query requests to PostgreSQL. The first query is a query with default parameter settings and the second request is one with unchecked parameters set to false. Note that the former request retrieves the QEP whereas the latter request yields an alternative plan, AP1. In the results panel, Arena summarizes the total cost of the selected and alternative plans in both text and bar chart formats for easy comparison. Here, the total cost of the selected and alternative plans are 170K and 10 billion cost units, respectively. The plausible reasons for choosing QEP are likely due to the following. First, the predicate of line item table has high selectivity which makes index scan on line item a better choice. Second, the predicate of orders has low selectivity which makes sequential scan likely to be faster on orders. Third, the use of nested loop joins is efficient for this particular query since the join input from orders is 5 rows and considered small. Arena visualized the query plans and the structural differences between the alternative plans and the selected plan is colored in red for easy reference. The key differences between the QEP and AP1 is that the aggregate node in QEP is replaced with sort node in AP1. In addition, hash join also replaces nested loop join. These modifications resulted in a 59K-fold increase in cost units. Next, we shall demonstrate the use of multiple plans mode. In this mode, every checked parameter are either set to true or false to create all possible combinations of these parameters. The number of parameters considered has been set to 6 by defaults in Arena. This value can be easily configured using the settings menu bar. Upon clicking the query plan button, Arena first submits the query with default parameter settings to PostgreSQL to retrieve the QEP. Then, the query with each parameter combination is submitted in turn to retrieve alternative query plans. Only distinct plans are maintained in Arena. In this example, there are 7 distinct alternative plans. We now take a look at AP5, which has very similar cost units as the QEP. In AP5, index scan replaces sequential scan on orders, resulting in a slight increase in cost units. Comparing QEP and AP5, we observe that for this particular query, both index scan and sequential scan are suitable for orders. Now, let's take a look at AP6. In AP6, 2 additional modifications occur in the QEP, namely, replacement of nested loop join with hash join and the introduction of the hash operator on the index scan of line item. These additional changes resulted in a 117k-fold increase in terms of cost units. Hence, Arena allows the users to easily compare between the QEP and possible alternative plans and to examine the effect of changing particular operators in the query plan. We shall now apply Arena on TPCH query 3. Using the same set of selected parameters, the multiple plans mode generate 12 alternative plans. The QEP of query 3 is selected as the index scan is a suitable choice for line item due to high selectivity of the predicate. In the QEP, sequential scans are used on orders and customers due to low selectivity of the predicates. Further, in this query, hash join is likely to be more efficient for processing the large, unsorted, and non-indexed join inputs. In summary, Arena is a user-friendly tool to explore alternative plans associated with a specific query. Arena provides intuitive explanation why key operators in a QEP are chosen by connecting them to established knowledge in the literature. This facilitates a learner to intuitively comprehend why a plan is chosen as a QEP. Further, the color-coded visualization of the query plans allows quick comparison between plans to examine the effect of using different operators in terms of cost units. This is especially useful when the plan is more complex. Hence, our demonstration advocates that Arena can greatly enhance students' learning of the topic of relational query processing.